Hey guys, welcome to the Trademark Like a Boss show. I'm Radiance Harris, founder and managing attorney of Radiance IP Law, and I help emerging businesses protect, monetize, and grow profitable brands with trademarks. And today we've got Dr. Xavier Bruce here with us. But before we jump in, be sure to say hello in the comments. Let us know where you are watching from. If you watch the replay, be sure to drop the hashtag replay so that we know that you tuned in. So welcome to the show, Dr. Xavier.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, I'm excited to have you. And guess what? Fun fact, you are the first male guest that we've had on the Trademark Like a Boss show. Yeah. So you are representing for the fellas. So introduce yourself to our viewers. Let them know who you are, what you do, and who you serve.
Yes, I'm Dr. Xavier Bruce, aka Dr. X. I'm the founder of Uplift Energy Coaching, where we help BIPOC veterans. You may not have heard that term before, but BIPOC stands for Black, Indigenous, and People of Color. And we help them with self-leadership skills because it's all about learning how to uplift your damn self from the inside out. If you don't have to rely on a lot of other people who may have different types of maybe bias or competing priorities, well, how do you start doing that yourself? At least initially. I'm also the co-founder of Uplift In-Powerment, which is a 501c3 nonprofit, and we're focusing on veterans and their facade. Sometimes we act like we're good to go, squared away, dress right, dress, and we're not. So we look at their fitness, awareness, connectedness, anxiety, depression, and energy. And I'm proud to announce that I'm the newest regional commander. I'm the Region 5 commander of the National Association of Minority Veterans. So I wear several hats, but
Yeah.
it's all about helping our BIPOC veterans across the nation.
So you started your business based on your own experience being in the Air Force for 24 years. So what from that experience inspired you to start your business in particular?
So I graduated from the Air Force Academy. While there, I had some struggles. I mean, I almost flunked out my freshman year. I quit the football team because my grades were so bad. But I persevered and I graduated. And once I got on active duty, I dealt with other issues in terms of uh, what's called now microaggressions, micro insults, micro inequities, overt, covert racism, discrimination. It wasn't until I got older and started rewinding the tape that I realized what was going on and why I was having such a hard time. But it all came to a head in 2011 when I was in Kandahar, Afghanistan. A rocket landed nearby. So I was going through, at the time, a rocky marriage. I was finishing up my doctorate, which is difficult by itself. And I was dealing with rocket attacks at the same damn time. So I,
Wow.
once this rocket landed, it landed maybe about 50 feet away and shocked. I mean, rocked everything in the office. So after I peeled myself off the floor and ran out to the bunker, it was early. I'm an early bird. So while I was there, I felt like I needed to talk to somebody about how I was feeling. And I, the stigma associated with it, even now, but rewind the tape 10 years ago, I didn't feel comfortable going to military medical care. So I said to myself in that bunker, you know what? I need to uplift my damn self.
Right.
So fast forward to today, and that's the slogan, that's the motto, that's the logo.
That's amazing. So what are some ways that you help vets transition into life after? What are some things that you do or to provide support for them?
hmm Great question. You see, there are so many services out there, so many veteran services organizations that are out there. So we're not trying to duplicate them or be redundant. Um, what we're doing is three things. We're trying to help our veterans identify their energy block. What's keeping them from living the life that they were designed to live? There's six types of stress that mess up the way that we show up, especially BIPOC veterans. And mess up stands for mental, emotional, spiritual, social, universal, and physical.
Mm.
And if you take the initial letter of each of those, it spells mess up because we're not showing up the way that we would like to show up during our transition. So we help out there through workshops, through group coaching, through social events, and engagement. Because and if you go back to even the Vietnam War, when our veterans came back, our BIPOC veterans came back from Vietnam, they wanted to get into these veteran services organizations, but many of them weren't welcomed in places like the DAV and American Legion and the VFW. So, you fast forward to 2021 and they're older now and they really never reconnected and rebuilt that camaraderie that they lost when they got out of the military. So, what we're doing is rebuilding that, creating a space, creating a platform to bridge the generations of BIPOC veterans. But not just fun and games, but we're wanting to help with anxiety and depression and that connectedness by providing service. Service is another acronym. You see, if it's not an acronym, it doesn't exist in the military. So,
Right.
so that service, last acronym for now, but service stands for social, economic, residential, vocational, insurance, compensation, and education. So as you can see, it's all about holistic transition services for BIPOC veterans.
So, being in post-military life, what is something that you wish you would have known while you were in the military that you know now? So, I guess what advice would you give yourself back in the day?
I would have, that's a great question. I would have invested more time in technical skills. I'm a doctor, but I'm a doctor of business administration. And yes, I'm high level strategic, I'm a visionary, a creative. However, what happens when you get out of the military and you try to find a job in the civilian workforce? Well, guess what? They already have people who are in the C suite. So they don't really need your leadership as much as they need someone who is certified in a particular discipline, someone who is more hands on. So if I could do it all over again, I might have gotten more certifications rather than getting a doctorate degree. Yeah, I could go and teach at universities, and
Yeah.
yeah, it sounds good having a doctor letters in front of my name.
So,
However,
yeah, it does.
yeah, I mean, I could go Dr. X has a nice ring to it,
Right.
but I'm here and especially with our Black population, Black veterans, many of us are striving to get the highest level of education because that's the measuring stick for
Right.
Black folks and other people of color. However, I'm here to tell you that it's not all peaches and cream when you get out because yeah, you can go teach, but will teaching provide you the same or similar type of income that you had when you were in the military? So something to think about. If I could do it all over, I would get a certification or two.
Interesting. So let's switch gears a little bit and let's talk about your trademark process with Uplift Your Damn Self. What inspired you at the time that you did to start the trademark journey, to trademark both the word and the logo mark for that?
I decided to reach out to you because people were truly resonating with that slogan. It ruffles the feathers of some people, those that are uber religious and they're like, oh no, what are you saying? Now
Right.
are you all self-righteous? Now you're asking, are you saying that you shouldn't pray about it? You shouldn't ask for help if you need it? So people don't say it, but I can see it on their face, especially on Zoom. Some people kind of, they don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah.
Uh, Others, oh man, it resonates with them.
Resonated. Yeah.
In fact, some people may not remember my name, but they say, "Oh yeah, you're the uplift your damn self guy." I, you on a Zoom call, and when you said that, I was like, "Oh man!" So, so Radiance. When this started happening, I'm like, "Oh man, I need to
Yeah.
trademark this. This
Yeah.
is, and it gets your attention. It's
It
it's
does.
it's not vulgar to the point where it's like profane, but it's like,
Right.
okay, no, this is something that you can control.
Yeah.
So So when I started seeing and feeling that people were truly resonating with it, and then I knew that I wanted to expand it to flashcards and a board game and a truly self leadership development system. I said, oh man, I need to go ahead and trademark this
Yeah.
ASAP. So that's the reason why I reached out to you in order to make sure I was squared away.
That makes sense. It is catchy, and that's the key for a strong mark, for being distinctive and catchy. So, very good job to you for coming up with something that not only resonates with people but is unique and distinctive, which is important in the trademark process. So, how would you describe your experience in the trademark process? Was it easy? Was it complex? What was your experience?
I've tried this before with a logo, maybe about 4 years ago, and it just kept going back and forth. I would put it in, I would submit it, and then 3 months later, I would think that, oh, okay, I guess I'm going forward. And it's like, nope, you forgot this, you forgot this. Or they have this phrase they say, confusingly similar.
Yes,
I was like, what
likelihood of
the hell?
confusion. Yep.
And then they'll show you what it's all the different pictures, all the different companies, all the different images that my logo was similar to.
Mhm.
So I had to try to justify that. In fact, one logo I just abandoned. I said, you know what? I'm tired of this. Just forget about it. Don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it. I'm not going to even use it. This is too much.
Yeah.
But my experience with going through you were able to make sure that all the best practices and lessons learned, and you knew exactly what to bake in to that rationale, to the reasoning, to the justification, that it was just fire and forget for me. So it was a wonderful uh, opportunity to get the trademark in a way that did not require me to keep going back and forth with the USPTO.
So it sounds like when you try to do it yourself, it was a lot harder. When you hired the professionals, it was seamless. Is that a good
Yes, yes,
character?
and it's an investment. I mean, you have to invest in yourself. Trust
Yes.
me. It, what may happen is you try to do it yourself. You pay the amount that's needed. But then it comes back, and then you're like, oh, you know what? I gotta give it up.
Yeah.
But if you do it right the first time, then you won't miss the money. It's not like I'm sitting here saying, oh man, I really missed that money that I paid a year ago. No,
Right.
you get about it. You realize that you invested in yourself, and it was a great experience.
I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that. So, what is next for you, Dr. X? What's next for you? What's coming up?
Well, with this branding, I am creating an experience, and it's like no other. As I mentioned, it's a self leadership system to where you have the services, but not only the services, you have the book, workbook, flashcards, board game, but then we're also going to have these the experiences where you come in person to the events to learn what you need to learn in order to move forward in transition. Um, what I'm excited about is now that I'm the Region 5 commander of NAM vets, there's going to be more collaboration among BIPOC veterans across the northeastern United States. So we're not just talking county, we're not just talking state, but we're going to galvanize our veterans in a way that has never been done before. So I'm excited about that. It's more collaboration and supplementing and complementing or complementing versus competition among the organizations that we're going to be pairing up with and collaborating with. So that's what I'm excited about,
Yeah, that's awesome.
and it's going to be great.
Awesome. So, how, if anyone wants to get in contact with you, how can they connect with you?
So I'm on social media at Dr. XV Bruce. It's Dr. XV Bruce. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I'm on LinkedIn as well. My website is www.xaviervbruce. The V is for victory. Uh,
I know that's
so that's
right.
www.xaviervbruce.com. So yeah, that's where you can find me.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me on today's show, Dr. X. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you all for tuning in to today's show. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next week, take care. Bye, guys. Okay, we're all done.
I hope it went okay.
No, it was great. Thank you for your time today.